Hey, it's Levack and Gaz here on July 22nd of the year of our Lord 2026. And man, we are. As soon as I start talking, the cats start yelling at me. It's the weird, like I have no control over the sound. Even the four-legged critters. Yeah, 100%. Like it's like literally, he's just my daughter's fat cat is just sitting over here, just yodeling at me because I had the nerve to speak out of turn. Yeah, that's how life goes, kids. 1 minute you're one of the best afternoon drive talk shows in the market, and then you're doing fire and water restoration, then you're one of the best afternoon drive talk shows in the market, and then you're getting yelled at by a fat cat that doesn't even live in your house yet. Yeah, I give up. I'm done. I don't even stop the world. I want to get off. I'm ready. I'm ready to leave. Guys, do you have stories? What do you want to do? You want to talk or you just want to drink? I think we should just drink. I got Flock U tonight, but we should just drink, I think.
You know what? I'm going to give you a break tonight. A very, very abbreviated Flock U preview because of no game for a while. So it will be a quick hitter for Firebird fans who like the preview before the show. Speaking about that, I was hanging out with my sister today, and she's on baby leave. She had my nephew in late April. She's like, why do you have to be back? And I said the time when we were taping and doing the show today, she's like, wait, how does that work? But you're not on radio, so do you just do the show? I'm like, all right. You're in your mid-30s. I don't know if you're being a jerk or not right now because you know the answers to these.
Yeah, but she doesn't consume sports talk content. No, she doesn't. Dude, but I do. And as we are doing this, as we are having this conversation, we are in the midst of one of the greatest double headers of all time. If you're a Yankee fan, because of the rain delay last night, the postponement, the Yankees have a doubleheader, a day-night, I believe it's a split doubleheader, which meant that they needed two starting pitchers today. So at 1 o'clock this afternoon, 1-ish, Garrett Cole took the mound. And then 7-something tonight, Max Fried will take the mound. As of this moment, Yankees are tied in the 8th. Very cool performance so far from Cole. But, guys, if the Yankees somehow sweep this doubleheader with Cole and Fried pitching together as Yankees for the first time ever, because remember, when Fried got here, Cole went out hurt. When Cole came back, Fried went out hurt. This is the first time they've been in the rotation together, and they're doing it in a doubleheader. It is so sick, and I'm hoping for the sweep. Get the brooms.
I was so shocked it's never happened before, just because of combinations of injuries and how the rotation is set. I was very surprised to see that graphic that went viral on social media, those two standing next to each other up on the dugout there, leaning over and getting the graphic with 1 and 2 above them. By the way, another quick reference to my kids. So they said, well, hey, we're meeting at a museum today. And my son was like, meat, like turkey, like bologna. I was like, no, there's two different versions of the word meat. And I bring that up because our visual audience can see, it says Cole and Fried back to back. You know how many times I typed Fried thinking that says fried. That's fried. That's fried. It is the same spelling. And gosh, someone who has never had to write that out before freaked out about it. Max Fried and Garrett Cole. This is what it's supposed to be for all of these years, and these two were paired up together. This is an important doubleheader now in late July, and Yankee fans should get excited because sometimes in sports, we have such high expectations of what this thing is supposed to be. The most disappointing thing. People always think it's performance. Yeah, that sucks when the team you thought or player you thought was going to do this doesn't. I always now believe the most disappointing is not getting to see it because of injury, because of a trade, because there's always the what if. What if this player was healthy? What if the season was different? What if the rotation was... You can't do anything with a what if except make great sports content. That's the only thing you can do and have a few beers and debate it with your buddies and friends and family. So I'm glad we get to actually see what this thing is, because the what if is never fun for sports fans unless enough time has passed and it's not your team.
And I don't know if it's just because it's so close to home as a Yankee fan, but like the what if has been Stanton and Judge, right? What if they were healthy together? Which we will never know that answer. Actually, we've seen it. And when they both hit home runs in games, the Yankees are pretty much unbeatable. But getting Cole and Fried together, very, 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 very cool. All right. So this is Cole's numbers. Again, at this moment, when we're doing this, the Yankees are tied 3-3 going to the top of the 9th against the Pirates. 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 11 strikeouts. He did give up 2 home runs, but 93 pitches, 64 of them strikes. Where do I sign to get that from Cole every single outing? Where do I sign? 3 earned runs over 7 innings with less than 100 pitches. But Hedrick comes out, strikes out the side. Bednar's going to try and get you into the bottom of the ninth, the chance for a walk-off win going into the, hopefully the second game doubleheader. Like, again, I posted, and my guy John Harley, listen, I'm starting to learn from guys. I'm going to say everybody's names. They're going to be my friends. My guy John Harley, he does all the apparel for the MVP Arena. I posted like how cool it is that they're both pitching this doubleheader today. He's like, it'd be cooler if Judge was in the lineup. I'm like, bro, let's not let's
not wrong, but
yeah, great is the enemy of good, my friend. Like, let's just enjoy this. Like, this is you're back-to-back aces, and if Fried does, I don't know if they'll let Fried throw 90 plus pitches. I don't know how many he's allowed to pitch because I believe he threw 60 the last time he was out. But let's say they do back-to-back 7-inning, 3-run performances. You got to start getting real excited about the postseason if you're a Yankee fan, and have him in the doubleheader. Like, it's a cool thing. I can't come on here yesterday or the day before and tell you how much I'm disappointed that we didn't get to see Schlittler and Skeens because of the storyline, and then not come on here and tell you how excited I am that they were able to figure out how to go back-to-back Cole to Fried in a doubleheader. That's good marketing. That's fun stuff. As a fan, I'm excited. More excited if they win it. More excited if they win it. And I will tell you, I have not been the best with my wagers since the Knicks won. I really haven't bet much since the Knicks won, to be perfectly honest with you. You ride that one when you bet somebody to win the championship before the season starts, and you get 30 times your initial investment back, or 50 times, whatever the hell it ended up being. You ride that one. I have Yankees sweeping the doubleheader, and I have Baltimore winning as a 3-team parlay today. That's what I got out there in the ether. So I know you're not against that happening, because I did predict that Baltimore would not lose last night and the Red Sox would not win, and that was correct, just so we're clear.
It's not a hate parlay because your favorite team's involved. It's more of a love parlay. You would love to, obviously would love to see their parlay hit, but that one's a little bit different. I also, because you and I are both fans of theme parks, I know you're going down to Florida next month for the big 5-0. This has the feel, and luckily it didn't end up like this. For a while it was, if you've ever gone to a theme park when it's cloudy or maybe about to rain and you get there, we'll use like Islands of Adventure. Hey, Hulk's closed today and so is Dr. Doom. What? What do you mean? I bought a ticket. I want to ride the Hulk. I want to ride Dr. Doom. Well, they'll be open again another time. Well, the whole theme park experience is going on the best rides. The whole experience of being a Yankee fan is getting the best players and watching them play and seeing what they can do and having the ups and downs, I guess pun intended there, but truthfully. So it's a massive deal. And we all know this, but it's worth saying here, like when we get to the postseason, the rotation and the players and the arm usage and the pitching, all that stuff is totally different. We throw out what we saw in the regular season, and in 25, what we saw was totally young arms who no one had ever seen before. And that was the new strategy. The Yankees probably won't do that, but Cam's still kind of young, and take that for how you want. Those 3 arms ready to go in the postseason, it's really good. Really, really good.
I mean, imagine that.
Let's move
say
on.
Judge, let's say Judge is 100%. By the way, Ben Rice had a home run today. He's got his 30th home run of the season. Judge, Rice, Cole, Fried, Schlittler. I mean, I may have to do some Yankee futures. I may have to get back on. Because right now I have Yankees, Rams. I put those together last time I was feeling froggy about the Yankees because the odds are still too short, to just bet the Yankees to win it all. You're like, I'll put the money in a decent yield retirement fund and get as much money back by the end of the season as I would on the Yankees right now. But so like, exciting. The prospects are good at the moment. Let's hope the Yankees finish this game out with a win.
My new favorite thing that we can start doing more often now is for you consuming the content, hearing cuts and seeing cuts and watching the plays. We don't have the video copyright for this play from last night in Major League Baseball, and maybe it's better we don't. But I'm a fan of this guy now. Joshua Corrada-Grorer. That's how I'm going to go with the pronunciation there. JKG. If you don't know who JKG is, I'll admit I didn't know who he was 2 days ago, but I now have become a fan of him. He had a at-bat happening this week where on a foul ball, the ball hit him in the nuts, right in the testicle. finishes the at-bat and had a ruptured testicle. It had to go to the hospital. Not just
finished the at-bat, got a hit, got on base.
Still finished the game. Finished the at-bat, yes.
That's that Rutgers tough right there. That's that Rutgers tough.
Levack, I love everything about this. It is. Jersey strong. I love everything about this. I love that he had the step. I love his stance. I love his jersey name can't even fit. He's a tough guy. I become a fan of this guy now.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're not to. The man, I think the lesson is, kids, when I was a kid, man, when I was playing baseball, I was never good at baseball. I've openly admitted that. It's one of the things that I hate most about like myself. I was never good at baseball. The first thing you did was you bought a cup. The first thing you did was buy a cup. Kids aren't wearing cups nowadays. Okay. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, if you want to thin your bloodline, you want to make sure there aren't more of you, rupture a testicle. Cause oh my goodness. My daughter is a nurse, and I played the video for her, and the most, like, I know we don't have the right to do it we're still figuring out what we're allowed to do and what we're not allowed to do. But at the end, when the play-by-play guy goes, "No balls for everybody," it's like, oh no, it's so real. My daughter looked at it and said, if he ruptured a testicle, he's not keeping it. There's very little chance that man is starting any count with 2 balls again. Like, it's not gonna happen. He's 1 ball and done. As my dad used to say, baseball makes no sense. No man could walk with 4 balls. Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
You're a tougher man than I, JKG. I would have screamed. I think every man has had one moment in their life. I don't care if it's playing sports, getting in physical confrontation, running, doing something athletic where you just grabbed it and you're like, uh-oh, something's not right here. Gosh, I heard the story, like some guys would get him twisted. You ever hear that?
Testicular torsion is what it's called.
Oh my gosh, man. Everybody's okay now.
I would have thrown up. There's no way in God's green earth you don't puke blowing out a nut. Like, I mean, the fact that he finished the at-bat, finished the game, and didn't throw up in front of everyone, like, that's a man right there. And sadly for him, no matter what he does in the rest of his professional career, he's gonna be the dude who blew out a nut at a baseball game. Like, that's who he is. So kids, wear your cups. You know what I mean? Like, you just get used to it. It's not the most comfortable thing in the beginning, but it's far. I'm guaranteeing you, as someone who's never ruptured a testicle, it's far more comfortable than rupturing a testicle. You know, little inconvenience to keep the boys where they belong.
Well, we go from one person that a lot of sports fans may not know 48 hours ago to another sports figure that most sports fans will know forever. It's one of the most recognizable athletes in the history of American sports. That is LeBron James. And if you haven't been following what's been happening in the last 2 to 3 days, Chris Cody, not Greg Cody, Chris Cody, the son of legendary Miami sports writer Greg Cody, Chris Cody, who also is based in Miami, said he had heard rumblings that LeBron could be heading back to the Heat. Now, Chris Cody's the producer for the Dan Le Batard show, famously fired and then Le Batard quit. And then today, this story hits the internet that somebody on the Miami Heat franchise accidentally posted a link for a LeBron James press conference scheduled for the Miami Heat on July 27th. That link was quickly deleted. A live stream press conference introducing LeBron James. As of you and I talking right now, LeBron has not announced anything of where he's going to go. This seems the oddest of them all, because Shams and everyone else, no one has reported besides Chris Cody that LeBron could be heading back to the Heat. A franchise that he not won, not two, the decision, all those things. Levack, what do you make of the Heat mistake? Is he going to Miami? And are you even more fatigued by the LeBron thing than what we were earlier this month?
Extremely fatigued, but workshop this with me. Kerr is asked about LeBron. He says, yeah, we got him. It goes completely viral. It goes insane. Everybody's talking about Golden State getting LeBron. this dude accidentally posts a link to the YouTube to whatever, and it goes insane. It goes viral. Why not? Like, why? Like I'm gonna get Ben Nelson to put a link out to a LeBron James press conference later this month for the Firebirds. Like why? Like, just why not? Just it's embarrassing a little bit, but is it? You know what's more embarrassing? Throwing a party that nobody's at. Like I'd rather get you all to come to my party and be like, oh yeah, Jelly Roll's gonna be here, Eminem's gonna be, your mom is gonna sing, like, and then you get here and it's like, well, at least the beer's cold. Like, I'd rather get you to the party than not have nobody at the party. So I also saw that they're already hiring a new YouTube strategist. I was like, my guy Jared DeGroff, I'm like, yo, if it's remote, you got to put in for this. Over at the AF1, you got to put in for this. If it's not remote, you can't have it because I need you for the AF1 day-to-day stuff. But if it's remote, that's you, bro. That's you all day.
Is it just me? But now as the story is past, 8-10 hours as it's gone, I'm less convinced LeBron's going to the Heat. And not because it's a LeBron ego thing, like, oh, you let it slip. This was supposed to be my moment. This was supposed to be me. But this is unlike LeBron. It is. Like, usually someone would leak it, and then a reporter would have it, and then like there'd be a social media post, and then it'd be the press conference. The idea that like somebody on the Heat staff, Pat Riley, Schenectady's own, some intern, some social media person. So you're telling me Pat Riley, Eric Spoelstra, I think it's Mickey Loomis might still be the owner of the Heat, called the social media guy and said, hey, we signed LeBron. And they're telling that guy before anybody else. Maybe you mentioned Ben Nelson and Jared, like maybe that's the new protocol in 26, and I just don't know. And they just made an honest mistake. That is hard for me to believe that nobody else sniffed it out. Nobody sniffed it because here's the other side of it. Kalashi, right? Is that the site it's called, right?
Whatever.
Where people can now,
I think
Kalashi, thank you. Kalashi, where people can now go on there and wager. So you're telling me the social media guy didn't drop a G on LeBron going to the Heat because he had inside information? Because that could happen too.
The reason, I mean, what you're saying logically makes sense. Like, but when in the world does that ever freaking matter? But logically it makes sense. But realistically speaking, how many times do we hear, oh, that guy found out when he saw it online. That guy found out he was traded when he saw it online. That guy found out he was released when he saw it online. Like that, there is a like anybody who's ever been on the not the fired side, but the firing side of a business where it's like, you know, like I've served as kind of a tech guy from time to time, not because I know a ton about tech, but because I know more about tech than the people I've worked for. And it's like, hey, at 103, I need all the access removed. I need this off the site. I need by 105. I want I don't want to know this person. I don't want this person to have access to anything. So that's kind of how those things, I mean, that does happen. And like something like this, I guarantee they're like, hey, we want to roll. Like once this is out, we want to control the narrative. We want to be the ones who do everything. So here's the game plan. What was this kid's name? Tushy. What was the guy's name that screwed up?
Who leaked it? I don't even know his name. I didn't even see a name.
All right. Well, whoever, Bobby over there in social. Hey, Bobby. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Bobby, have everything ready. Don't hit send. Don't publish. But I'm going to tell you. And when I tell you, I want it to go. And if this leaks at all, you're fired, by the way. And then Bobby's like, got it. And then accidentally Bobby hits send. Oh no. And now Bobby's fired. But like, or let's work this out. LeBron's not signing with us. Yeah. So, well, yeah. Well, why would we put something like that out? LeBron's not signing with us. Yeah, but everyone's going to talk about us. Yeah, but they're going to tell us not getting him. Yeah, but they're all going to come here. Like everyone's going to come here. So let's just make sure all of our content is clean, good to go. You know, pictures of Bam and Giannis and all that. Let's have everything ready. And then when they come here and they're ticked off because it's not real, they'll stay and they'll check out the Giannis stuff. Like I don't have a problem with that in this modern day of everything. Is it the best way to do it? Probably not. But is it cheaper than paying for ads? Yeah, it's a lot cheaper than paying for ads.
That second part is really interesting to me. I love that where it's like, what do we have to lose? Whoopsie doopsie. I thought he was coming here. Maybe he'll reconsider. Right. this is, gosh, decade plus old take at this point, but I still don't think LeBron should have ever left Miami to begin with. That's my freezing cold take, by the way. You got the Devontae Adams. Our guy Roger Weiland had the Odell Beckham trade. I have a tweet floating around freezing cold takes. I'm like, do people in Cleveland really think LeBron's ever going back to Cleveland? Let me make this perfectly clear. That's never, ever, ever going to happen. And that was a weird day to wake up to that when he decided to go back to Cleveland. He never should have left Miami.
I like that Gaz is trying to get that pick back up. Look at him. Don't look at that. Don't look at my bad tweet. No. It's there. By the way, here's the date and the time.
June 2014, I think it is. Yeah. So you know what? And I see a lot of these tweets today like, oh, are we going to do a LeBron farewell tour? Look at LeBron putting his name out there again. Look at LeBron Dragons out. I think Rich Paul went in and talked his agent about something like, let's not be patient, everything. For the Jordan people, let's be very clear. I know there's LeBron versus Jordan. Tribalism is the word people like to use. The Jordan fans who want to hate on LeBron and feel like they have ammo here, just remember, before the Jordan people say Michael Jordan never had a retirement tour, Michael Jordan wouldn't have done something like this. Michael Jordan retired twice and came back. And Michael Jordan did technically have a retirement farewell coverage. He just kept it under wraps for 25 years and then aired it. It's called The Last Dance. So just remember those Jordan fans who want to rip LeBron. You know, Jordan just did his thing a little bit different too.
Yeah, I'm in. I just want it over. And here's the other thing too. Like, can we just can we when LeBron does finally go away, can we get rid of Rich Paul too? Can they all retire at once? That'd be phenomenal if we could do that. I'll suffer through.
I know Rich Paul's a good agent. I really do, because he's got so many clients. The thing about agents, gosh, who said this? Richard Deitch, I think, SI was talking about agents, especially with the sports media news. You have to use your leverage at all possible before the organization, the industry that screws you. And I cleaned that up from his tweet. Rich Paul, he likes it. You know, yeah. Scott Boras has people the way Drew Rosenhaus, Jimmy Sexton. Rich Paul is no different than any of those guys. The only difference with Rich Paul is Rich Paul talks a lot more, probably even more than Rosenhaus, because he's got the Kellerman pod. Rich Paul runs his mouth, which is very rare for agents, unless even Ari Gold didn't do it in public. We just saw Ari Gold on Entourage, Arliss.
I think the weird part is, and maybe I'm reading this wrong, I think the only difference I have between those guys is Rich Paul's the only person I've ever had people go, oh, how could you not like Rich Paul? Like, when I say I don't like any of the other agents, they're just like, yeah, agents suck. It's like, well, I don't like Rich Paul. Really? How do you not like Rich Paul? Well, because he's an agent and he's evil. Like, what? I mean, any agent that's not your agent is evil. That's all there is to it.
Is he still married to Adele?
Oh, I have no concept of that.
I believe he is still. I believe they're married. I believe that's Adele's second husband. They got engaged. They have not actually married. Okay.
Come on, kids.
24.
Get it done. What are we doing? What are we waiting for?
You and I both love this show, Hard Knocks. Now, a report out earlier this month that the in-season Hard Knocks division had yet to be named. But for those who haven't been tracking this, the Seahawks will be the featured team in 2026, and already announced the Patriots will be the team in 2027. Hard Knocks is officially back on August 4th, so we're a little bit away from that. But Levack, this is pretty cool. A defending Super Bowl champions on the HBO special. What do you make of Seattle being on this thing? About 2 weeks away from this thing officially getting underway.
The music, man. I don't. If that music played when I walked into a room, I would feel like I was taking over the world. I want to get excited about it. I think there's stuff to get excited about. I think McDaniel's going to be exciting. I think that defense, I think getting to know the people on that defense is going to be exciting. The two guys that I would think would be featured most prominently may have no personality whatsoever. Sam Darnold and Jackson Smith and Jigba. I think this is going to be a great season if one of those two guys turns out to be kind of like a media darling, which I could see. Maybe JSN is, maybe JSN, we just haven't seen enough of him because he's been in Seattle and that crappy JUCO that he played college football at. But if Sam Darnold actually has a personality and we see it, it could be a great season. If not, I think it's going to be some more wallpaper that we're just watching because we don't want to go to sleep yet.
Selfishly, what I hope happens is Sam Darnold got married this summer, and it was a no-camera wedding.
Oh, sorry.
But my buddy, former Albany linebacker and fullback Ben Carl, was at the wedding. His girlfriend and Sam Darnold's now wife were friends in college. So he somehow ended up at the Sam Darnold wedding. So I would like to see my friend Ben on Hard Knocks if they followed him to the wedding. I think that would be hysterical. I've fallen off on the Hard Knocks thing. Buffalo was recent. I probably episode to episode, the last one I watched was Tampa. And I know why I've fallen off on Hard Knocks. It's far less about the actual coverage and team. I watched the Bears one. I should take that back. I watched the one with Caleb Williams. It's far less about the actual content and more about my subscription to HBO, which is no longer active. Social media is helping me out. I'm getting the clips. HBO doesn't mind sharing a lot of the viral clips now, and a lot of some NFL reporters take that as their job. Look what happened last night involving the team that I cover, and I'm going to pull. Fine, you got to make content. So that's how I've consumed it recently, and that's just because I don't want to pay for HBO anymore.
Listen, man. You gotta stretch that dollar. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you at all. I understand I want to pay for stuff. I don't like paying for anything. I'm cheap. I'm cheap. I ain't cheaper. I'd be a bird. Cheap. Get it? Cheap.
Shout out to Paul Cameron.
I'm going to give it a chance, though. I'm going to give Hard Knocks a chance. I always at least give it a chance.
Shout out to Paul Camerata, though. We love him. Gilderland Zone. Proud of the 518. He's a good dude. Later this summer, we're going to talk about Netflix's Untold series coming up. Paul Camerata, don't forget, Levack has the same cell phone number. You keep calling him. All right? You keep pitching, man. Nothing wrong with the hustle. Levack and I are pitching, and part of the media business is a lot of whiffs, swings, and misses. You keep trying, Paul. Levack will keep listening to your pitches.
Listen. My goal is to get him to AFU, the Arena Football University that we do for AF1. If I can get him there, I can get this done. The problem that I keep running into is I keep going to everybody my buddy does this, and they're like, whatever. I'm like, no, really, he's the guy. Yeah, sure, Levack, whatever. We know Jeff Jarrett and Jeff Fisher and John Gruden and I'm like, yeah, they're not producers. They didn't make Hard Knocks. Losers, nerds.
You know what? I felt like that was a little too inside for the new audience. For those who don't know what we're talking about, Paul Camerata is a Capital Region guy who's been on our show multiple times. Paul is one of the producers for Hard Knocks. Paul has pitched to Levack a potential NFL series, a show, a documentary. The Antonio Brown stuff is public information, but Paul wanted some more info about that and the Arena Football launch and everything. And he's talked about it on the show with us before, so I don't feel like I'm throwing him or us in a secret. It's public information. Paul wants to do something involving that story, except they're not called flights, whatever the specs, the templates, Levack didn't love. And there was some budgeting issues that had nothing to do with us.
That's the number one.
That's probably the bigger one.
That's the number one thing is I don't have any money. We don't want to pay for HBO. You think I got money to help pay for it? And listen, if it gets bought, it'd be worth it 10 times over. Maybe we should do a Kickstarter or a GoFundMe, I guess. I don't know. I'm getting more comfortable asking for money. I'm getting far more comfortable. I'm becoming more like Gaz with my underemployment. I do love our guy, Jeff Van Franken. He's like, I gave you money and then you went and ate at Morton's. Do you think I paid for the Morton's? Are you crazy? No, I don't have money. I have friends. And my guy, Adam at Morton's is amazing. That's what I have. Okay.
I don't know Jeff very well, but hang on a second. I'll just say this about Jeff. If you give somebody money, that doesn't mean you get to tell them how to use your money. That's not, you're not her mobber's dad. He can use his money however he wants. What in the world?
Listen, if you want to keep giving me the money, I'll keep listening to your suggestions. You know what I mean? At Jeff-Levack, on Venmo. I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed to suggestions. We can workshop it, but I think his whole thing was I gave you $6. How are you buying steak? I wasn't. I drank that $6 beer. I did. I got a tall boy. I got 2 tall boys over at Cumbies is what I did with that. So thank you. It was needed after a long day. It was $7 total. Yeah, you gave me 7. Yeah, you paid for 2 tall boys. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate you. Adam paid for a little more than that. I don't want to start a competition between you two, but Adam's winning. by a lot.
Wilt Chamberlain closes out our big cinco today. The big loser, the big liar, the big fraud. For those who haven't seen this story, according to multiple outlets, a young teenager in Oregon went to a thrift shop and bought what he thought was some $3 NBA looking jacket. What he didn't realize was Wilt Chamberlain's name was on the back of that jacket. It was a jacket that he wore in the 1972 NBA Championship Series between the Lakers and the Knicks. He bought it for $3.07. He then sold that baby for $90,000. Levack, what do you make of this fraud teenager making this story up about a fraud Wilt Chamberlain?
No, it's real. He bought the jacket in he found it in a thrift shop, and he got bank on it. And it's just one more, feather in the amazing cap that is Wilt Chamberlain, like the greatest athlete of all time, the best basketball player, the best ladies man, maybe the best person to ever co-star with Conan, not O'Brien, the Barbarian, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, you just put the hate away, man. Can you imagine if you were able to turn a $3, like you are the king of, or should I say princess of the pink panty bets. You make $3 is a big bet for you. Can you imagine if you were able to turn $3 into 90,000? You should be singing this kid's praises. If the kid was like, I'd never sell it because it's Wilt Chamberlain's, that's when you need to pile on the kid. The kid did well.
The fact that this person went into a store and bought Wilt Chamberlain gear, he should be ashamed of himself. To have that liar. Oh, I ran a 4.340. Lie. Oh, I slept with 20,000 women. Lie. Oh, I scored 100 points, but there's no video of it. Lie. Lie. Nothing but lies. And now you're telling me for the last 55 years, somehow randomly a jacket he wore in 1972 ended up in this kid's paws, and he got $90,000. That part you said at the end, I can't hate on that. He flipped around the merch and the memorabilia. He got his, so good for you. But every day another lie comes out about Wilt Chamberlain.
You know what happened? My guy Wilt hooked up with some Brad, and he accidentally left the jacket. She dumped it at a thrift shop because she was like, "Listen, I rode Space Mountain. I'm good. I don't need no more of this." And then years later, it just trickled through the world, and this kid found it, and he won the lottery. So good for him. Just more evidence of Wilt Chamberlain just doing great things for the world. And this banner that you've written is preposterous, my friend, and you should be ashamed. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Here's what I'm going to do with Wilt Chamberlain here. I'm now putting Wilt Chamberlain, and I should have done this years ago, but I'm going to put Wilt Chamberlain in the same conversation as Andre the Giant and Babe Ruth. So it's Babe Ruth, Andre the Giant, and Wilt Chamberlain. That people just made stuff up about him to make whatever they did more popular. Babe Ruth would just eat hot dogs and smash dingers. Andre the Giant was 8 feet tall. The hilarious one between him and Vince McMahon standing next to Andre the Giant. Although somebody told us that Glens Falls Andre the Giant drinking story, which is so I do have one eyewitness who was drinking prowess. They just make stuff up because there was no way to prove this because we barely had cameras and phones back then. The NBA wanted Wilt's lies to, he could jump 11 feet in the air. Enough out of Wilt. I hope you hear me, 90s kid, and Matt Bopp and Sir Burt and all you other Wilt fans.
Your hate and venom has cost me money. At this moment in time, the Orioles have fallen to the Red Sox. They have now won 15 straight games, and the Yankees just gave up a run in the top of the 10th. This is your venom. This is your hatred. You need to stop being so angry at the world, guys. The world of Wilt. Is this because the 76 jersey's out? Is that what your problem is? That your boy Baker Mayfield is pimping the creamsicle jerseys? Is that what you're pissed about? You can tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Like those. I don't like it. Those the second day in a row.
Baker. I love it, Baker. Oh. I love Baker's out there pimping the 76 jersey. White with the creamsicle numbers and accents. Come on, you love it. You love it. Come on.
I don't love the uniform, but I do like that Baker. Maybe it's just my algorithm. Baker has become the star of that Netflix show Quarterback. I feel like every cut I see is all about Baker, whether you're talking about his family, whether you're talking about Steve Wilkes, talking about trash talk. Baker became the star of that thing. He busted out his new dance, I think, recently, or old dance, recreated at practice. Baker's having a good summer. So those 76 no, gross. Gross.
I don't understand you. I don't. You're just.
Speaking about jerseys. Speaking about jerseys, we got a lot of comments I want to get to quickly. I made sure we're going to continue to make sure if you leave a show comment, we're going to get to it. Our guy Ryan McCarthy, you and I are scheduled to be on No Credentials on Tuesday. A little cross promo there. Ryan wrote, guys, I'm going to sound curmudgeonly, if that's a word, but unless you've won something as of late, playoffs, championship, you shouldn't introduce a third, fourth, or fifth jersey.
Here's why you're wrong. The jerseys aren't about winning. The jerseys are about winning fans and wallets. So that's so Ryan, stop being curmudgeonly. Okay. That's your new name. That's your Asian name, Curmudgeon Lee. So your cousin of Bobby Lee. So no, it's you missed the mark, sir. You missed the mark.
I'm going to combine these two because Lori and Bill both have the same take here. They both wrote a very similar take to us. I'm just going to sum up with Bill's comment. Guys, come on. You can't watch a 3-hour movie on a plane. You can't watch a 3-hour movie on a plane. Oppenheimer is good if you like history. That said, I won't see the Odyssey. Lori had a similar take that my Oppenheimer take was outrageous. It stinks.
Isn't a plane the perfect place to watch a 3-hour movie?
I wonder if he's like, you might get distracted. People don't like flying. You can't get into a movie. You can't have the setting of a theater or your house is a little bit better. If that's what his take is, I'm probably with that. That's the only place I can watch movies. That's especially a 3-hour movie.
It's fair.
It's like I put Oppenheimer in the same movie as was it just called Cheney? Was it called Dick? What was the movie? Vice. Whatever it was, Adam McKay, whatever the movie was about. I think Christian Bale was Dick Cheney. I saw it in theaters, went right to bed. Because Dick Cheney wasn't very interesting. Oppenheimer's not very interesting. What he did was interesting.
I thought he as a
person isn't. We move on to the next comment here from Desi's son Ray, who wrote, hey guys, Desi from Alabama. I'm a new subscriber to the channel. I think I've tuned to y'all on the radio before. Keep doing your thing. I'll get my husband to subscribe to the channel. Here to support.
It's a lady. Nice of you. Hello, ma'am. Yeah. How you doing? Very nice. That's a man who found a good woman right there. Thank you, Desi. Appreciate you. Yeah, spread the word. We I hate being that guy, but the best way that we can do this moving forward is if you subscribe, like, comment, all those things. We really appreciate it. If somebody leaves their phone open, if you could just subscribe and like from them, we'd appreciate it. Comments will be read. We will interact. I hate it because I never had to do it, but if we're gonna make this work, we need your support.
I have two more quickly. Jay wrote, guys, people are so dumb and don't know how to drive. I feel for you, Levack.
Fair. It's so true. The only thing I will say is karma got me today. I was at the bank. I don't know if you can see it. I literally shut the tip of my pointer finger in the truck door. And I dropped it like a little quick bomb under my breath. I was like, and the kid who was getting in the truck next to me thought I swore at him, and I'm like, no, I heard my fingy. My thingy got hurt, and he's like, oh man, sorry. I'm like, yeah, I appreciate that. Have a great day. But yeah, no, people are driving worse and worse. I thought, during the one thing, and people are never gonna. This is an unpopular take. The best thing about the pandemic is there was nobody else on the roads. That was the best. That was the only good thing about the pandemic is there was nobody else on the roads. So I think what we should do, I think DMV is going about this wrong. Don't take licenses away. Let's just find a way to geofence news about a new pandemic into the houses of people who are bad drivers. And then they'll stay home and the rest of us can enjoy our lives.
That's it. That's all.
That's it.
I don't know.
A lot. I'm asking a lot.
So last one here. I don't know how this got in my algorithm. This is like a 7-year-old tweet, but this guy, Ryan Talbot, is a writer out in Rochester, covers the Bills. He didn't like what I wrote 7 years ago on Twitter because I texted somebody as a guest on the show to try to book him as a guest, and they left me on red. So it said hey, here's the best. I could clearly see they read the text at 1:50 and then just never texted me back. I was like, can you turn off red, please? If I know you're ignoring me. And the guy's like, oh, people, he's going to get back to you, blah, blah, blah. I saw that because I always try to respond to as many people's comments as I can. I don't know what to do with this one. John T on Facebook wrote, Y'all still with Fox Sports Radio?
No, we're not.
I think I'm just going to write no. But then here's the thing. Some people still don't know, which again, some people aren't on social media, but the people are not on social media wouldn't know and reach out on social media. But John is on. So I'm just going to write no.
I think you should reply with a link to the YouTube.
I did. That's what he commented on, Levack.
No.
Subscribe to the channel today. And he wrote, "You guys still on Fox?" Oh, just say no.
I learned this from here. I learned this from Corey from Greenwich yesterday. People don't know how to use YouTube. No offense, Corey, but I'm outing you. Corey's like, you guys haven't done a show in forever. Because if you go to like the link, like it'll give you like recently things have been interacted with. You have to actually go to the Godzilla media page right now, and like look at the videos. And if you look at the videos, it'll give you every one of the ones we've done. Some have many views, some have few views. But the other thing is the Spotify. Like if the Spotify's got everything, it's laid out, it's easy to find. You don't get to see our beautiful faces. But that might be better for some of you. Some of you might be listening close to dinner, and not seeing us would be the better way to do it for what I think.
All right. Okay. You know what? That's exactly right. You know what? I didn't think about it like that before. Okay. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do then. I'm going to
send him a Spotify link. He's a listener. He's not a viewer. He's a listener.
Spotify link or Apple? Yeah.
I don't care. Whatever you think. I'm gonna send. I don't listen to Apple Podcasts. I have the app, but I'm a Spotify guy.
All right.
One more thing. We were talking about driving. So I told you guys the other day that I did all this stuff to get my new license, and my other job knows I'm getting a new license and reached out and said, "Hey, we need a picture of your new license." I got a letter in the mail today. Now I went last week and did everything to get my new license. My big boy employer knows I have a new license. I didn't tell them. DMV today sent me a reminder. I need my license expires on my birthday. Like, my boss knows I got a new license. I went and did everything to get a new license. DMV is still sending me reminders. My license expires on August 26th. So
that's insane.
Let's save a tree, boys and girls. And I know somebody's be like, "Well, we put that out forever ago." It's over a week since I updated or whatever my license. And by the way, I passed the eye exam with ease, which blew my mind because right now, like reading up close is not easy for me. I'm old. I'm very old. So
dude, people are watching every move you have right now. They really are.
Except for DMV. They don't know what I've done there. Guys, are you ready?
Where's Flock U tonight?
Oh, that's right. You want to do that? All right, fine. Let's do that. At the Arsenal Reserve, used to be known as the Arsenal City Tavern. Arsenal Reserve over in Watervliet. We're going to be there at 6. The guys are coming out. I think there's 10 or 15 guys in town on the bye week who are coming to eat dinner. 50-cent chicken wings on Wednesday nights over at the Arsenal Reserve.
You and I have done many a show there at the Arsenal. It's a very nice place. We used to do a lot of March Madness shows there in the past. Really nice spot. Enjoy that. Really good crew. One of my favorite shows. I wonder if our guy, apologies if he's no longer with us. I haven't seen him in that long. If the great Jim Rice will be in attendance tonight. One of my favorite show moments of all time. Maybe you'll tell that story today if he's in it. I'm not going to share it just because I hope he's there. Who used to be a regular at that place.
That's one of my greatest in person. See, the difference between online trolls and me. I troll you in person, like a man. Like Jim. All right, you know what? We'll tell the story tomorrow. Maybe we'll get part of tomorrow.
We'll do it tomorrow because if he's there, it's going to be really funny. So,
what do you want to know about Flock U tonight? What do you want to know?
Is it going to be a quick show with no game for 2 weeks, basically?
My goal. So Damon's been out of the country. Coach Ware's been out of the country. He got back early this week. So my goal is to catch up with him. Talk about what he wants the guys to do during the bye week. What they expect next week. Preview the 2 playoff games this weekend. Kentucky at Michigan and Washington at Minnesota. And then if there's any roster news, so there's always something. And then questions from the flock. I know that segment is going to be very long. I know that's going to be long. And I know a lot of it's going to be, who's the quarterback? And joke's on you. It's me. We're running the wishbone offense.
That's right, baby. We're bringing it back. A bone action.
I like it. I'm just going, baby. I'm just going to just big eaters up the middle. That Rick Weaver, that fullback over in Michigan. He lit a fire under my fat ass. I'm ready to go. I want some of that glory that he got online.
You're on the call for that was the game we had together. It was the Michigan game, and we were getting those handoffs.
But then he had a 40+ yarder.
Yeah,
a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
He had a great game against Albany, but then he had Mike Golick Sr. was commenting on his run. So after that, so that guy's I love that dude, man. That's gonna be a hell of a game. I don't know if you've seen the transactions at theaf1.com. If Kentucky's going to be the Kentucky team that scared everybody in the beginning of the year. Kentucky's going to be the team that almost beat Nashville. That did beat Nashville on the last play of the game. So Michigan versus Kentucky is going to be a heavyweight matchup. It's going to be fun.
We will talk tomorrow. I'm keeping it vague because I want Flock U to do well, and I want people to participate in Flock U. There was whatever happens on that quarterback question, we'll definitely talk about tomorrow, because there was talk initially by you and I think by the league, and still may be, that playoff rosters had to be locked. This is the roster we're going to. There will be no secrets left. We will know answers very soon here of what that roster looks like, and I'll leave it at that. We'll respond tomorrow of what that roster would look like. I don't think you have any more other news than that. There you go.
I'm sorry. What are you saying? I'm putting my AF1 hat on. Listen,
you can leave it there. You can leave it for tonight. That's
again,
fine.
I just want to be clear. I'm at the mercy of Coach Ware with that information. We don't, as an organization, we don't micromanage everybody. You know what I mean? Nobody does. Everybody does their job. So coach's job is the GM and the head coach. He decides who plays and who's on the player roster. And so Mike Core doesn't have that answer. Andy Gelsch doesn't have that answer. I sure as hell don't have that answer. Matt Woods doesn't have that answer. The only guy who has that answer right now is Damon Ware, unless Damon told those guys, and then they all have that answer. But that's it. No, that's the deal. All right, so that's Flock U tonight, guys. Real quick, I want to ask you: is this the dumbest of the challenges we've heard to date? Have you heard of the 5 Guys challenge?
No.
And it's not about burgers. It's a 24-hour endurance challenge that requires a group of 5 people to drink 5 gallons of milk, do 5,000 push-ups, throw 5,000 high fives, catch 5 fish, run a cumulative total of 50 kilometers. That's 31 miles, hit 5,000 3-pointers on a basketball court, and complete 5 video games. That's even if that's possible, it's stupid. We've gone too far. Okay. These are the 5 gallons of milk in 24 hours and then trying to run 31 miles. You have to do a division of labor. Somebody's milk in video games and then somebody's running and then somebody, there has to be a division of labor on this one. And the only reason I bring it up is I hate where the world's gone. What happened to just drinking a bunch of beers and falling down? That's what
way too much work. Way too much work. Don't do that. Occasionally, the content's better than I thought. Occasionally, my kids will throw on a Dude Perfect video, and man, the production on Dude Perfect is actually pretty amazing. Yeah. There was an old show pre-Dude Perfect called The Buried Life, where The Buried Life was basically a bucket list of stuff they wanted to do to get famous. That was pre-Dude Perfect, and it was a different group of people. This is in that category. We're in the YouTube world. Some digital content creators deal, here I go. I'm gonna go too much. Yeah. Cut it by 80%, and I'd watch that.
Well, do things that like 5 fish and 5 video games. That feels, I don't know. The whole thing just seems like something Bro Bible came up with to get idiots like me to talk about. Which, congrats, you won. You did it. You won the internet. Good for you. All right, is that it? What are we doing?
I played college football 27 for the first time last night. It's awesome. I'm only playing Dynasty mode. But I know a lot of people have been trashing that game because of microtransactions. They've been getting blasted on the internet. I don't go that deep into the game. Awesome gameplay. Super into that game. Had a lot of fun playing it last night.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm not in. I used to live for football video games. I used to live for them. Now I'm just I just can't. Maybe I've officially gotten old. It's possible that it's really happened. Not only have I been around the sun 49, almost 50 times, I'm starting to act like it. But I still play video games. Football video games don't do for me what they once did for me. They might be too involved now.
They're so involved. There's so much. Sometimes I do feel overwhelmed playing. I'm ooh, this is actually kind of tough. You got Flock U. I'm going to let you go. I'm keeping you
Go
ahead.
What I knew I was out is when you had to schedule the coach's colonoscopy. That's when I was like, this is too in depth. Like, I don't need this in my life. Sorry, go ahead.
This is what I'm scheduling practice. I got to dish out NIL money to recruits. It's unbelievable. It's like,
you have toe fungus that you have to get taken care of in the locker room. It's
crazy. Tomorrow, usual time. Go do Flock U tomorrow. I'm going to be out the TBT tournament at 7:00. Syracuse is going to take out Seton Hall at the War Memorial. So I have some fun stuff talking to you about that on Friday. And more meetings, Levack. I scheduled a meeting for after our show tomorrow. So we're almost done with the meetings, I think.
I might be drunk. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But as of this moment in time, guys, hit the freaking button.